Well, hey everyone, we're still doing things for our little birthday party tonight. We made a chocolate cake, and that's video 1 and 2. So what I'm gonna make now is I'm gonna make some homemade ice cream in my little ice cream maker. I'm gonna show you a recipe that it does not include eggs and tempering eggs and doing all that stuff. It is so good. It takes minutes to put together, you're not going to believe how the thing about homemade ice cream is once you freeze it in your container, I finish putting it in the machine and take it out, and then we'll put it in the freezer and let it, really kind of harden up. Sometimes homemade ice cream gets to be like ice because there's so much water in it. This does not. This stays creamy. It gets hard, not like hard, but it gets hard. But it is creamy and delicious. So onward. I'll show you how easy this is. You won't even believe it. So what we're going to do, and this is basic vanilla. I'm going to do different videos because I make ice cream all summer long. And I make so many different kinds. Chocolate, and this one's going to be just a plain vanilla. I may throw some chocolate chips in it because that's just kind of how I roll. But I've got a chocolate cake, so I just want vanilla ice cream. So this is how easy this is. You're going to take 2 cups of sugar. And you know what I always tell you is to heap it up over the side. Take the back flat edge of your knife, scrape it back, and get a good true measurement. I put this in a pitcher. 1, yeah, not quite 2. Let me tip this up. I need to refill my container, I think, because I can't get 2. Come on now. There we go. Okay, 2. To that, we are going to add, is this a quart? I believe, yes it is, of half and half. Now, and shake it. Now, when I buy this, seriously, this is an Aldi find, and Aldi has it cheaper than any place else. Absolutely by $1 at least. So you're going to put in a quart of half and half, and just kind of put it in here and kind of just stir it in as you go. Incorporating that sugar. I'm really kind of fuzzed it up there, didn't I? All right. Next thing we're going to do is put a quart of heavy cream in here. Shake, shake, shake. And stir it up. Woo! Well, that was good. Splashed it all over myself. Right in my face. I believe it got on my glasses. You know, these glasses that everyone loves so much. Okay. And stir, stir, stir. We're almost done. Seriously, we're almost done. Now to this vanilla extract, we are going to do 4 teaspoons. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we are done. And that is all there is to it. Period. End of story. Now, when I do my chocolate one, I reduce the sugar, this sugar, and I add brown sugar, and I add cocoa and all that kind of stuff. That will be another video. I do a peanut butter chocolate one. I do a banana cream pie one. There's a bunch of different kinds of ice creams that I make. So I'll be right back with you because the canister that goes in my ice cream machine is in the freezer. I put that in the freezer about 10 minutes ago just to get it good and cold, to get a good jump on this. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here is my ice cream maker, and I think it was $14.99 at Walmart, and I'm not even kidding you. So it's this little plastic bucket. This is a metal drum that is, going to be what you put your ice cream in. I'm going to put this down inside. There's a little bump inside, so it fits down in here. And this is the paddle. That's going to go in here this way because this is going to fit in the top of the machine. This is an old-fashioned one without being a crank one, trust me. So what we're going to do, and this just smells wonderful, gotta tell you that, is we're going to pour this down in to our cold canister with the paddle in it. And believe it or not, I want to scrape because I want to make sure I get everything. There we go. And lid. Lid goes over the top. Oh, you know what? I gotta go get the bag of ice out of the freezer. Be right back. Okay, I got the ice, and so I have put some ice. Let's see if you can see down inside of here. Down inside of the bucket on both sides. You see that? Maybe a quarter of the way full. And what I'm going to do is rock salt. Now, so what rock salt does to ice is it keeps it, believe it or not, it keeps it colder. It gets the water colder as this thing will spin with the motor. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle ice in here. Now, I do mine in the sink because it's less of a mess. I am mindful of the fact that I have an electric cord going into the sink. I don't use my sink while I'm turning the ice cream, and it takes about 25 minutes maybe. So now I put some rock salt on top of that. I'm going to add more ice. You know, I know that doesn't sound like make a lot of sense. It makes it colder than ice, but it does. And I'm going to put more rock salt, a little bit more ice, more rock salt. And you know what? If you don't have rock salt, you really can't substitute regular salt. I mean, it just doesn't work like rock salt. So, just saying, you need to jump in the car and go get some if you're going to make ice cream. And again, you know, there are so many ice cream makers out there, Cuisinart, and blah, blah, blah. And then there's the $14.99 Walmart variety. Awesome ice cream too. So, just saying, it doesn't have to be expensive to work. It serves the same purpose. Okay, so I've got this filled up to the top, as you can see. So now here's my little top. Ta-da, see, little top. And it's got a little, this is the mechanism that is going to fit into the top here, and that is what's going to spin the paddle. It locks down on the side. You see the little grooves on the side here, and these little things right here. It's going to fit down so it holds it tight as it churns. So let's see how many times it takes me to get it in here. There we go. There's that. I'll get it. Just give me a second. There we go. And once you get it, and it locks right into place. Sorry for the top of my head. So now all I'm going to do is plug this in. There is no off-on switch on this deluxe model. This is just plug it in and it goes. And it's going to go until it stops. Does that make sense? I mean, the cream and all the sugar and all that stuff is in here, and that paddle is going to churn it, and it's going to turn it into ice cream. And when it gets thick enough to stop the paddle and the motor, it's done. So I will be back to you. It's going to take, well, let me plug this in, and I'll show you how loud it is, as you can see. And actually, now that I've got it going, I will add a little bit more ice, as I want it up to the top. And I will top it with more rock salt. I know this is really loud. I'm going to shut you off in a minute, but I wanted you to see this part. I'm gonna let this go. I will be back with you when it stops. Bye. Okay, it's still going, but I wanted to show you that you have to keep topping the ice off. You see how that's melted down? That rock salt is making icy cold water, and that's what's, it's turning in. So you have to keep adding ice to it and rock salt as it melts away. So put a little bit more. Not cooperating, of course. A little bit more rock salt. And on she goes. We'll be back. Well, can you hear that? It went from yee to kind of winding down, and now you can barely hear it because it's so thick inside of here that the motor stopped, or it will in just a second. But I mean, it's stopped enough that we're done here. So one last little loop. So hold on a second. Let me take this apart. Well, actually, let me just show you. I'm going to unplug it first, of course, because she's done. I am going to take some of this ice off the side, just so I don't have it on the floor. Not for any other reason. We're not plugged in anymore. I'm going to twist this. Here. There you go. And lift the top off. I'm going to wipe this rock salt off the top. I don't want any of that getting in my ice cream. There we go. And pull it out. Now, get this out of my sink. And this is the gold. I'm going to open this up for you. Look at that. Can you see that? Is that light just terrible? Pretty much sure it is. Look in there. Now I know you can see that. So give me a second. I'm going to go get a container and pull it out of here. And I'll show you the finished product in just 1 second. Okay, first things first, I went and got a container, and this is actually an old ice cream container. One of my dear friends owned a daycare, and she would get those things, for the children at the daycare, and then she would save them for me. This is a messy part, so, deal with it. Because you're going to take this paddle out. This is usually my husband's favorite part. Kind of ranks right up there with licking the spoon. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So here's the thing. If I decide that I want to do peach or strawberry or whatever, this is when I add my berries. I might, cook my strawberries over the stove with a little bit of sugar to sweeten them up, but maybe not. But at the end of the day, I don't put them in when I'm churning it. And the reason is because they just turn into little ice bombs. They freeze, and if you wait until you get to this part, when it's all churned, and then you just put it in a big bowl and add whatever you want, whether that's chocolate chips or, which actually maybe I'll put some chocolate chips in here, or Reese's peanut butter cup, chopped up ice, candy bars of any kind. That's always good in here. But don't do it until you get to this part, because it'll freeze, they'll freeze, but they won't freeze into chunks of ice. They'll just freeze with the ice cream. Okay. All right. That looks pretty darn good. My husband was here right now, he would be all over this thing. But he's not, so it's to the sink, Batman. All right, so now my big giant container. Let's see if I can back you up and get you over here to see my container. Hold on, let me close this door. Not that you don't know that I have a pantry over there, but you don't have to see all that stuff. It's not pretty. All right, so here's my ice cream, and in it goes. Oh, it's so good, guys. I know you can't see this, and I'm sorry. But you know what? It just isn't always possible. Ugh. Makes me crazy. I'm so sorry. How about over here? I dropped this on the floor. I'm going to be mad. All right. Look at all of that. Isn't that delicious looking? My friends are going to love me tonight. They love me every day, but boy, tonight they'll love me extra. All right. All right, so you get it. That, and you see how creamy this is? I mean, it's going to harden up from here. You know, it will certainly get more hard than this, but it will stay creamy no matter what. It'll stay creamy a week from now, so if you have it that long. So I hope it's so simple. I will show you different variations of it as we go, but this is the basic thing. No tempered eggs, no nothing. So I hope you try it, and it's delicious. Good night. Well, we're continuing with our day of cooking for our little birthday party tonight, and I am making a salad. It's called a mandarin mandarin and almond